All right, hey, my name is Brian, as I like to announce in my videos, and I'm here in Texas, and I have gone back and adopted bought a couple of reptiles. I have always had reptiles most of my time when I was younger. I had snakes and lizards and all kinds of, I never had any amphibians. I had turtles and different things. But I just wanted to make this video because I make a lot of things that I put in my cages. I'm resourceful. I don't go out and buy everything that, I think it's really cool that the reptile trade has developed an offering a lot of these products that are out now, because when I was in my 10, 12 years old, there were no reptile products. You just bought a glass aquarium and it was it. You were on your own after that. And then, they did have some hot rocks, but powered hot rocks, heater rocks are not necessarily good. They're not recommended now. They had those things, but they didn't really have a lot of all these lighting sources and all these vitamins. And the list is endless. But anyway, so it's a good thing that the reptile world and the hobby has grown so much. But like I said, I like to make my own substrate. I bought some substrate, some coconut husk, and that was like $30 or $27.99. I finally broke down and got that. But in my tegu cage, I've got a combination of dirt. I bought some peat moss for like $1 at the Lowe's or Home Depot. And I bought some other topsoil, like $1.94 for, a 30-pound bag, because the tegu's cage is large. So, and then I've mixed a whole bunch of different things in there, and he's loving it. And sphagnum moss, I bought some of that and used that for his bedding in some of the area of his cage. But I just am stressing that you don't have to go out and always spend a bunch of money and buy all these things that are offered for our reptiles. You can go out and you can buy some things not buy some things. You go out and find some things and be resourceful and save some money. So here's one thing that I did that I knew I probably could do. We have a lake nearby, and then so I know, from years and years and years of just being out at the lake, you can find really, really cool wood that's been in the water, and the water does something to the wood and makes it look really neat, and they're perfect for decorating reptile cages and offering hides and climbing logs. And so I just wanted to show you right now what I just went to the lake today and grabbed up and walked like 10 minutes in an area that I knew a little more logs and pieces of logs would go. And so I want to show you these really cool logs and limbs that I got, and they cost me nothing other than just driving over there and getting it. So here we go. Let me flip my camera around. Okay, so here is a piece of, I don't know what kind of wood this is, but this is a little bit heavier wood that is really, really solid, and man, it's just perfect. My camera's probably not going to show, but it's kind of fossilized almost a little bit, and it's very neat. It's cleaned up. Also too, I recommend I bring things home, and depending on their condition, I get a stiff brush, a nylon brush, a big brush that I have, and I scrub these things down with a garden hose. You can use cleaners on there, just friendly biodegradable cleaners, and you make sure the limbs and the logs are not infested with, creatures, bugs. You can leave them out in the sun for a couple of days. You want to do that after you wash them so they dry out again. But you want to get any slime off or any bacteria, that may be on them. So I clean them with that nylon brush really well and wash them off, and then let them dry. And then you can cut them down if you need to with a saw. If you have a saw at your home, I got to think of the saw. A couple of different saws, a handheld saw with the reciprocating blade. That's what I use. I just can't think of what it's called right at the minute, proper name. But I use that to cut some things a little shorter if I need be. So let me flip the camera around again and show you one really cool, a couple of logs that are perfect. And the lake did something texture to them wise, because you wouldn't find logs like this just out in the wild. And I'm really stoked that I found these really interesting limb. So here, hang on. Okay, so hopefully you'll see the water did something to this log and made it like really texturized. I don't know if you can be able to see that. And maybe, you know, the little creatures that go in and burrow in the wood, you know, and just did something to that. Again, you know, with a log like this, these really cool holes that get worn in there. And then this piece right here, this will be perfect for my tegu. You can come in right here, and I guess the worms or whatever did this, you know, burrowed the holes in it. Makes it look really, really cool. Really cool. And this is a thick, dark, heavy wood. And then here's the inside. So it's, you'll see that it is like hollowed out. You can see here I cut this one. These two were one long limb, and I had to cut them down. They wouldn't fit in my terrarium. But this is really, really neat. So this will sit up like that, and then he can go in and kind of hide. And then I got, this was already in his cage, so this got a little damp from the substrate that I have in there. But usually it looks like this, and so this was just a piece of all these logs float in the water, you know, for months or a year or whatever, and just get this really cool polished texture to them. And they get these really unique holes. And so this is a really neat piece, but it looks like here that this was cut with a saw, or, you know, and this was cut at one time to break it up into smaller and maybe take it to the trash. But this sits up just like that. You can use that in your terrarium or your cage. And then here's a straight limb right here. That is, again, the water has made it really smooth. And just, it looks fossilized. And so this is a limb I'm going to put in my baby boa, my Nicaraguan boa. He needs some climbing limbs. He climbs a lot and likes to stay up off the bottom of the terrarium and stay up more elevated. So this is a really cool limb that I got. And again, washed them with a nylon brush, and then, you know, a little bit of dirt comes off. And so, yeah, I'm just really just want to share this, because you can go to a lake nearby and go collect wood and some really cool rocks depending on where you live. And it's free. Instead of store and buying those limbs, they have those white colored, you know, nice, you know, smooth limbs that they sell there, but they're $30, $40, $50, maybe even $60. And that's, I mean, they're cool. But you could spend, you know, $100 just on a couple of branches, or a couple of, you know, wood ornamental pieces for your terrarium or your cage. Why not go travel to 30 minutes or 20 minutes or 10 minutes or an hour to a lake nearby and go collect some wood? I just thought this would be helpful. Maybe, you know, spark some imagination, get someone, you know, that's maybe doesn't have a cage or a terrarium built up yet, and they're thinking about getting a reptile and they want to decorate it, because it's really nice to decorate the terrarium or the cage and make it look, you know, make it look more earthy, and maybe, you know, benefit your reptile, because it's a little bit more like their environment that they're, you know, that they came from, if they're wild, or if they're captive bred, that is instilled in their genes, or who knows. But again, like and subscribe. I'll be doing more reptile videos as I get more into this of owning my boa and my tegu, and I'll try to share some more things, because I've been doing the reptile thing probably close to about 40 years. I'm not an expert, I'm not a zoologist or anything, or a reptile specialist, but I do have a lot of experience. So, okay, bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in.